I'm aware that Ben has alluded to my supposed indication regarding time travel. To elaborate, I will pose a couple of questions. Number one, if someone were capable of time travel, what would make you think that they would desire to change or alter the natural progression of history or events?
Black Swan events.
Interesting.
I'm not a financial advisor.
Number two, and if someone could time travel, how would anyone know whether natural historical events have been altered? You wouldn't. If time travel is possible, some theorize, this could explain the curious aerial phenomena reported, or UAP, what they call spacecraft, or UFOs now, is the equivalent, with no encounters involving these unidentified aerial objects having been confirmed. Now, look, we've seen videos of it, right? But they've not come out and said these are definitely aliens or whatever. Despite claims, none of them have been confirmed, despite claims of advanced capabilities beyond our current technology. It's like they're like ghosts, like, you can't capture them for some reason. Theories and speculation abound, and it's good to be intellectually curious. Mr. X's insights reflect the broader view that while time travel remains largely theoretical, this is analysis of what he said and isn't what he said. The implications of such capabilities invite deep contemplation about free will, historical narrative, and our understanding of reality. So let's go back just a little bit, because I wanted to say, somebody's talking about multiverse and multi-dimensions. Absolutely. That's part of this, I think. But I think let me tell you what I think he's saying here. And this is kind of a speculation on my interpretation of it. My interpretation a lot of times can change sometimes on what he says, because so many things that he says to me are so multi-layered, okay? Smash the like button if you guys enjoyed this, by the way. If you guys appreciate Mr. X, smash the like button. And Elon spoke of this. There's a reason for that, because, right, Elon and Mr. X. One day I'm going to show you guys the progression of that relationship, and you're not going to be able to deny that what I'm saying is true. So the point is I think that we have this idea that if time travel were real and it was possible and it was happening, that people would want to go back in time and change things, okay? But we also know that to some extent, and it's not necessarily a circle, I'd say it kind of is like a snake in a sense, but not a snake, but it's kind of a wave and trough kind of curved shape on both ends. They believe that time is a loop. Time is a loop, right? But the thing about a loop is finite, right? A loop is finite. So if you were to go and change something on the loop, that would cause something in the future to change, right? Like, the famous example is if you were to travel back in time, and I don't know why it's so dark. Like, it's to go back and kill your parents before you were born. Like, why is that so dark? Why can't we just say, we prevent your parents from meeting? Like, why is it got to be go and kill your parents? Like, God, I know a guy that did that, man. I do, man. It was a rough story, I tell you. A guy I really looked up to, too, man. It was scary, scary story. But anyways, the point is that since it's a loop, is he saying here that potentially if time travel is real and time travel has started occurring, that it was always designed to happen that way? And that things were not gone back in time and changed. These things occurred in the natural timeline with the assistance, like the building of the pyramids potentially. I haven't asked about that specifically, but it's not that it was redone or they came down to, it was just that was the way that it occurred, is that something or some presence or some help or something came back and helped them to build this. And it occurred in the way that it occurred, and there's no reason to go back and change it. And of course, you move into these things like multiverse. If someone were to go to the past and change something like the parent situation, it would create potentially a new loop that is totally different in the future. And I'm just not quite 100% sure where I fall on this. Is it a blend of both? Potentially. But man, it is just, I just spend, if you guys knew how much of my day I spend thinking about this stuff and, ways to improve myself as well. But it's just like this stuff just in my brain, I'm thinking about it all the time. Not because I'm obsessed with it, but because I know that if I'm going to catch up and be able to speak about these things intelligently, like I'm really far behind the 8 ball. I have to learn so much stuff because guys, just like when I started in Bitcoin, there wasn't any way to really educate yourself on Bitcoin at that time. There's like one podcast. I think Bitcoin Uncensored was probably the only thing going on back in 2012 on YouTube, especially. And there was no way to learn about it. And that's why I missed the big opportunity of staying in Bitcoin when I got in at the lowest point at $11 and some change. Back in December 2012, I bought a bunch of it. I had tons of it, but I was just using it. Tons of it relatively, not in dollar amounts, but in number of Bitcoins. My first Bitcoin purchase was, I think it was 37 Bitcoin. $11 and change piece or something like that. It's like $400. It's like $450, less than $450 for 37 Bitcoin. Okay.
Wild.
But the education wasn't available and simplified enough for me at that time to really be able to get into it and understand it. I couldn't understand it. The reality was that there's not an excuse. My lack of understanding and my attempt to educate myself on it and then running into barriers and saying, this is just too difficult. I'm not going to try to learn about this stuff. That's what kept me from being a billionaire. The first time. Second time, it was giving the keys of the kingdom to the wrong person. Third time, they're not going to stop me. Okay? But the point is that I didn't have the education. I remember when I was at the McDonald's meeting a guy from localbitcoins.com, peer-to-peer place. We agreed to meet at a McDonald's over the Wi-Fi in November of 2013. And I sold him 6 Bitcoin for like $1,700. And I remember while I was there, he went to the wrong McDonald's. Guy drove to the wrong part of town. And I had to wait an extra 30 minutes for that guy to come to McDonald's and meet me there. And he did that. But in the meantime, when I'm waiting at the McDonald's over the Wi-Fi, I'm just doing research on who is Satoshi Nakamoto, what is Bitcoin mining. And what I didn't understand is, number one, I didn't actually have to understand it at the time to make money. I just needed to kind of get some of the general principles like decentralization. I couldn't grasp it. I didn't know what I was looking for there, okay? But that lack of understanding kept me from becoming a billionaire. And so now that we're entering this world where quantum computing and time traveling and all this stuff is potential, I want to be right there on the cusp of it with you guys. And I want to help you guys. We're going to stay early adopting on this channel. And if you don't like that, if you want to talk about meme coins, hey, go check out Ansem on Twitter. You can just get off YouTube. Just go check out Ansem. There you go. The more numbers he has, the more people that are going to see me knock him out. So we definitely want that for sure. So everybody go follow Black Noise 06. That's Noise with a Z. BLKNOIZ 06. I need people following that guy to help me out. So, anyways, I really, appreciate Ansem. What do they call it? Volunteering as tribute or something like that?
Yeah.
Volunteering as tribute here.
Like
yeah, as it comes to the Hunger Games here. So, anyways.
May the odds forever be in your favor.
May they. But anyways, guys, I think that we have this understanding that maybe there's this multiverse stuff and maybe that stuff is true, but maybe it's a loop and it was all pre-designed this way and it just has all happened the way it's happened and time travel is real and it's happened when it happened and I don't know. Sometimes I wonder if we're trying to actually save the future maybe and we don't realize it yet, but I don't know. We'll see. These are things I don't know, but they're interesting and I hope you guys enjoy it. Because this is going to be the only place you're going to be able to get the latest on this stuff. We're at part 2 of our Elon video coming out. Did that interesting video on Elon Musk. A lot of you guys watched and really enjoyed. Mr. X sent me a bunch more stuff and said, you missed all this. Right? Some stuff he had sent me and stuff that was new, like Neuralink. I know about Neuralink. That was one he said, but there's several that I don't know about. I'm going to try to get somebody from SpaceX, one of the top guys from SpaceX, I think, to come on the channel. We'll see. I'm connected with him on LinkedIn now, so one of them. So anyways, guys, Clinton Q says, we can build a portal. The blueprints are already out there. The answer, if you guys want my honest opinion on what happens, how time travel becomes real, I believe we learn how to extract the energy from black holes because all the energy is trapped in there. And the thing preventing us from time travel is not being able to do it. There are models of people who understand how to do it and how to build these things. I'm connected with a guy on LinkedIn who actually has built a model. But the thing is, there's not enough energy. The problem, and we're in such an energy crisis right now, I told Mr. X, I said, is a lot of this have to do with maybe time travel and get enough energy for that in the future? He's like, not necessarily. It's just energy is very important all around for so many different things. That's part of it. but just having enough energy for America to be able to do the AI and the quantum computing and the rendering and everything we're going to have to do is a lot of power that we need, right? But it's not just for time travel we're trying to do this, but I believe that one day we're going to be able to figure out how to extract that energy that's trapped in those black holes, because they say that to really time travel and be able to go like, maybe deep in a timeline, you have to have like the energy of a star to be able to do it. And stars go to die in black holes, and their energy is stored there. So they're like giant energy containers to do things like this. And then you start realizing like, maybe that was all the point of this, to move us to this place where we do the time travel. It's just interesting stuff, guys. I hope you guys enjoy this stuff. I know it's crazy, but man, I love this stuff so much. So what if Mr. X is lying about all this? Donnie Darko, that's my favorite movie. Guys, look, people can shoot at what I say all day long. There's nothing they can really shoot at. There's nothing that I'm telling you that can really be contradicted. There's not. Go talk to Eric Weinstein, the closest person to the group that's not in the group. Go talk to him. He'll tell you everything I'm saying about quantum computing. It's stuff he probably knows is true, but he just can't put his finger on some of it. He doesn't know who Mr. X is.